I think it's working. It's okay. It's coming. It's going to be there. You watch.
Hey.
Look at that. What's up?
Hey-o.
You're high-fiving me.
I was. Wait. No, just look at the elbows. Look at elbow. No, do your other hand.
Do which hand?
No.
Ow.
Do this hand.
Ow.
Just look at my elbow. Look at my elbow. Look at my... Don't look at the screen.
What's up, everybody? I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
Welcome to Living for Crits.
Welcome.
Where's your drink at?
You usually don't let me have drinks over here. Just gonna say.
Before anyone
I don't think I would spill
asks the question, my shirt says more than just meat on it. It does say Meat Planet.
No, he's gone full meat now.
Full
Vegetarian
meat.
was a cover-up.
It's not true. I'm full vegetarian here.
Yeah, right.
Greg's on. What's up, Greg?
Sup?
All right, well, you know, we're lucky this show happened because I think everyone... You're still sick. I was sick. Cooper was sick. Jen's now sick. Carrie was sick. Everyone was sick.
Yay?
Sucked in this house this week. But we're here. And we're doing the show. And there might be some sniffing going on and some coughing. But that really is no different than any other night we're doing this.
Yeah, you would always go over like...
I'm always like...
Ha! Yeah.
I moved the microphone over there though, so
Why'd
if
you
I
move it
do,
over here?
so if I do the, it's not like doesn't max out the volume, whatever the volume meter, the mixer says. All right, well, topic tonight's I don't want to say it's a cop out, but we haven't done a lot of gaming in recent weeks. So this week we had 2 role playing sessions this weekend. So we're going to talk about those role playing sessions briefly. Maybe less than briefly. And then we're going to, move on to... no, that's the main part of the show, isn't it? Is that? I don't know why I'm saying moving on. That's the show.
That's it.
The Emmys are on right now. We're missing the Emmys.
No, we paused them.
Okay, we paused the Emmys. I think it's important to note that in our house, we watch the Emmys and the Oscars...
And Tonys.
And the Tonys the same way most families watch sporting events. So we have our own ballots done... And sometimes we dress up for them. And tonight I'm hoping a lot of awards go to Chernobyl, which was...
I voted for them a lot.
But you didn't even see Chernobyl.
No, but I've heard of it. So it works.
So it's your show. You'll have to watch. It's a good show. Not kid-friendly.
I hope Joey King wins what she's up for.
Who's Joey King?
She played the leading role in the
Chernobyl.
movie. No, in the Kissing Booth, and now she's playing the leading role.
What's the Kissing Booth?
It's like a teen movie, and it's
I don't want to
not
see
that good.
No.
But she's like playing the leading role in the show The Act. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
I mean, really, I don't really know either.
I wasn't sure I was drinking here for a second. I'm sorry for the confusion. This is Trader Joe's Sparkling Blueberry Lemonade, which is neither... tastes like sparkling blueberry or it doesn't taste like lemonade or blueberries.
What's it taste like?
Tastes like seltzer.
Oh. All seltzer tastes the same. Like, it doesn't have a flavor.
Fizz. Thought an interesting thing I would talk about tonight real quick was this box that showed up at our house. We got the most confusing box
we gotta not put an address on
of
it.
all time. Here,
Don't put the address on it.
All right. So we got this box, all right? So how do I cover? You gotta cover the address.
Over. Yeah.
All right. We get this box in the
right
mail.
there.
All right.
Goodness, Dad.
So this box comes in the mail. All right. And on the side, it says Studio 2 Publishing. Okay. This box in the mail. Now, what does this usually mean? It usually means Savage World stuff, and I'm always like, oh, there's Savage World stuff coming. But I didn't get this much Savage World stuff.
Exactly.
But then, on the corner, it says Goodman Games. So what was in the box? Do you know what was in the box? Hold this.
The Langmore stuff, right?
So in this box...
Ow, put it in your face.
I don't know, Joe Goodman.
Wait.
In this box was this Langmore map. So
just the Langmore
so let's just compare. This box. This Langmore map. At an angle. So it was packing peanuts. Yeah, Greg,
What?
no joke. There's more packing peanuts. But you know what? I mean, maybe for like fleeting luck, you could use these. Ooh, crap.
I watched how to make slime
put them on the floor.
with these.
Get these out of here.
You cover them in acetone.
Get on out of here with your packing peanuts.
I have a hack.
Yes, the Lankmore
guys.
map was in here.
You can take these.
Yes, spoilers.
Dad, you can take these and like drench them in acetone, and they convert into like a ball of slime that's like only this big.
Anyway, so the map was in here. There's two maps. I didn't realize there was two maps in here.
Oh, I knew that because I sold them.
It's Joan there, and Rizzo's coming tomorrow. Yeah, I did not know. Did you know there was two maps in here?
Yes, there's a cloth one, and then there's like a paper fold-out one.
It didn't feel cloth. It felt like a
they
vinyl.
said it was cloth. No, that's the other one.
Includes two 33 by 17 maps. One on poster stock, one printed on cloth. I shoved them back in the box and just put them in here. How do you know?
Because I sold them, and I had to memorize what everything was.
So anyway, that threw me for the week. So the only other thing that's been kind of a hot topic besides gaming, or besides what we played, was discussing this whole cruise. I get
the cruise
pieces
thing?
all over. Yeah. So there's a Savage Worlds cruise coming up next year. And
that's why you guys been on this cruise kick? Out of nowhere. Legit, last week he's like, I'm never going on a cruise. They're terrible. This week, I wake up and they're like, let's go on cruise, guys. Come on, we're gonna
any
go
cruise. It's the gaming cruise.
But you should have told me that, and now I've been going the entire day. Like, why the crap is it like? Why do you?
Well, you can't go with us.
I'm gonna sneak onto that cruise. You better know it.
Okay.
And the peoples will want me to go.
What peoples?
These peoples right
These
here.
peoples?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, if you're going on the Savage Worlds cruise, let us know.
I just let you know I'm going on it.
All right, time for Judge Evie Presides. We have a question this week.
Yes,
Remember,
we do.
if you want to send a question to Judge Evie, you can send it to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. So Greg Schwarzkopf asks, I had a rough week. I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm reading it.
No, you don't read it. I got this question
I'm sorry.
while I was walking to lunch in the middle of the hallway, and I went up to John, and I was like, I got a question. And I was very excited. Okay,
I
continue.
don't know why I started reading it.
I don't either. And since you started reading it, I should go on the cruise now. I had a rough week. I just gave the mind of it.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm back to normal now.
All right, wait.
Okay.
Keep singing.
Have you ever converted a monster from a different system over to DCC, and was it difficult? I should be at PAX on Saturday.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Judge Evie, have you ever converted a monster to DCC?
No, but I have a kind of thing I did.
What did you do?
Well,
I can discuss this on my side, but you do your talk first.
Well, I took a No Thank You Evil monster, and I made it deadly. And I took stuff from DCC, and I put it into the monster. Does that count?
Yeah.
Or, I made a Caillou, but that doesn't really count.
Well, but did you, what kind of stats did you do for it?
Oh, I can give it stats. I just gave it, like, acid.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do much.
That's it?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well.
I just kind of make up
She
my
makes
own
up on the
crap.
fly. I do the same thing. Just an example, though. One of my favorite sci-fi role-playing games ever was something called Bug Hunters for Amazing Engine. Now, if you've never heard of Bug Hunters, I mean, that's not too crazy. This came out in the early 90s. It was for the Amazing Engine game system from TSR. And it essentially is the movie Aliens, or the book Starship Troopers, or the movie Starship Troopers, all in a role-playing form. Best part about this game, honestly, actually, is the star map. So just to point this out, the star map for Bug Hunters used like real light year coordinates for all the local stars. Just for the map alone, this is like one of the best role-playing finds. I have used this map for so many games.
How long have you had this?
But, that said, what?
How long have you had this?
Since I was in high school.
Because it looks very well used.
I know. All right.
Yeah.
So, I've converted some stuff over to DCC from Amazing Engine from Bug Hunters for an adventure I ran a couple years ago at Gen Con called Scattered Over Centaurus 7, which is my homage to Aliens and Predator. And I guess the one thing I'll say whenever I do any kind of converting, and this is a tough one because, everything in here is in percentiles, is I just eyeball it like Judge Evie said. So, for instance, in this game, there was these creatures called nestlings. Now, I didn't get these in the one adventure at Gen Con, but they were a potential. They could have shown up. I just didn't use them. But nestlings are critters from the movie Critters, and they had a fitness of 10. So, I really don't need to worry about strength. I gave them a penalty of -2 to hit. I gave them 1d10 damage, though. When they did hit, they tore the hell out of you. Reflex is 65%. I figured that was pretty good, so I added +3 to their armor class. Their AC was, I think, 14. +1 for the fur, +3 for the how crazy it was for moving around, how agile they were. Their will was a 15%, so I remember giving them a will save of -2%. Anyway, that's their body points were 2, so I gave them 4 hit points. When I do any conversion, it's always on the fly like that, though. That's how I do, whether it's this or I'm converting something from the Cypher system over. So that was, I don't have a conversion for these here. It's buried somewhere in my notes from Gen Con 2017. But that's something I converted. You have to really just eyeball anything from Amazing Engine. I have a few Amazing Engine books. This is my favorite, though. If you've ever seen Bug Hunters, though, let us know. Definite props to anyone who's played this game.
What's so funny?
Joan says Barbie and Ken need stats. They come out as changelings who are going to destroy the world. Oh wait, they may have already done that.
I asked if I could bring Barbies instead of stuffed animals to a game once, and you said no. I said I should use these Barbies as monsters, and you're like, no. And that's why I brought all those Beanie Boos to the Sailor's Adventure. Because you said no to Barbies.
Oh, Shannon's on. All right, so Greg, you also mentioned you're going to be at PAX on Saturday. I'm going to mention this later, but we'll mention it now. It was going to be part of our Road Crew shout-outs, which we'll just note now. So as of this week, because PAX is now sort of the unofficial Savage Worlds convention for us. The Saturday at PAX Unplugged, we are partnering with some of our friends in the Savage Worlds universe, especially those of with the Delaware Valley Savages, and then some folks from who may or may not do some stuff with Pinnacle Entertainment Group. So the folks that actually write Savage Worlds, and we're gonna have a Savage Saturday night at PAX Unplugged. It'll be in the program guide. With
really?
Really.
We famous.
We are famous. Not really.
You cannot high five. What, are you trying to miss?
No. There you go. So if you're going to be at PAX Unplugged, first off, you make sure you look out for the Savage Saturday Night hosted or presented by the Delaware Valley Savages. It's going to be you can register for on their PAX app after November 15th, I believe. And then, but if you want to help us with it, we are on the lookout for Savage Worlds GMs. And this is the very first official call out for that because we're just getting this taken care of this weekend started. But we'll be looking for a few GMs to GM some Savage Worlds. I have no idea what I'm going to run. You can't GM Savage Worlds yet.
I
might run Deadlands. I may run Deadlands. I may have to run Deadlands.
I'm trying to get my entire DCC squad, us shrubs, to go.
The shrubs.
Yeah.
We'll discuss the shrubs in a moment. But that's the note there. So Greg, if you want to game with us, we'll be out that night playing. I know Shannon, you're coming, so we expect to see you too. All right. Anyway,
shrubs.
Off to. Speaking of shrubs, back to the gaming. Let's talk about what we did in gaming this weekend. Because whereas in some last weekend we kind of just didn't do anything, this weekend we had 2 games: a DCC game yesterday and a Savage Worlds game today. So I leave it to Judge Evie to talk about that. with on the DCC
entire
side.
Thing?
Well, yeah. What did we do yesterday?
Oh, okay. So we started off where we thought we were.
This is our regular DCC campaign.
Yeah, and the entire gang was there. So we had everybody, and we all thought we were gonna die. We did not end up
When
dying.
you say everybody, who is the party? Explain for folks who've not watched before. Who do we have?
Flail.
Who is Flail?
The fluorescent, luminescent, angelic, irresistible Larry.
And Flail is what?
Is he like, I don't know what
He's
he
a bard.
He is, yeah.
Okay, which is a class out of the Crawl zine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we have him, and then we have Callie Clory Cloud. That's it, right?
The gnome warrior.
Yeah. And then we have Eliana.
The cleric.
And then there's me. I'm Bestie Betty Bunker.
The wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we all thought we were gonna die. And so we were in like these dinosaur times, and then we like got on this, like, we're on this island, and then there were these animals, and we tried taming them, but they almost killed us, but they didn't kill us. And so we tamed them, and then we dragged them with us into this portal, and he thought we weren't gonna go in the portal. We ended up going in the portal, and it was evil, and we went through the portal, and we got into a giant desert, and we were lost. And then there was this moss, and the moss started talking to us. Then we started touching the moss. Then we turned into the shrubs.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
You know, not much happened, but it was very drawn out.
All right. Well, just to clarify, I wanted to make an adventure about horror. So I
not
put
that
them
hard.
on. I was going to. My plan originally was to link everything to. Where's the adventure?
That's it.
I was going to run Moon Slaves of the Cannibal Kingdom. And they were on this island where I was going to have a time portal inside the island. And they weren't, and everything. And they'd find it, but they, anyway. So the time portal in the island. That's how they got there. And then they were going to be, they were on an island south of here. And the whole thing was there was a horrible smoke monster on the island. Where did I get that from? Do you know?
No.
Nope. And this smoke monster would have chased them off the island, and they would have sailed across to these islands, experienced adventure, and then got kicked back to this island eventually, and maybe used the time portal there. So instead of doing that, they explored the little island, they found the time portal, and I thought, you know what, I've warned them all, this is an adventure about evil. And I said, look, there's some evil things on this island, and dangerous things. And they found this evil portal. They detected evil, and it was evil.
Uh-huh.
And they detected magic, and you realized it was time magic. And time magic just messed you guys up.
Uh-huh.
And I thought you would do more investigating, and then one of the party members just stepped through the portal.
And then we said if one of us dies, we're going to all die together.
If one of us dies, we're going to all die together.
So we just all jump.
I just don't think you know how to play Dungeon Crawl Classics correctly. Again, let's reiterate.
Hey.
Do you love TPKs, right?
Maybe.
But what if we TPK you?
No, that'd be bad.
Okay.
Because no one wants to remake their character over again.
So they went through the portal, and we ended up... And at that point, I was just so flabbergasted, because I've kind of based this campaign now a little bit on Chrono Trigger, the video game from the Super Nintendo.
You can't plan ahead with us.
Well, I know that I figured at some point in time you were going to... That's the past, is that world. And then for the future, we have Mutant Crawl Classics.
Oh. So
they went into the far post-apocalyptic future, a post-apocalypse created by Morty the giant floating skull that you guys set loose to begin with. So Yinzal created the apocalypse for your characters, and while you were there, you discovered some sentient moss, which gave you mossy mutations.
Now we made a shrubs handshake, and we're like our group.
Moss
chats
isn't
now,
shrubbery, though. I don't know why you kept saying shrubs.
I don't know either. Okay, but now our group chat's named the Shrubs.
All right, so Mutisoid, who I believe is Keith, said, "I think making new characters is easy, but hard to recreate names for them," which is a good point. You know, this is their 6th session too, though. 6 sessions, no PC deaths with this party.
We don't. No.
6.
So none of
sessions.
us want to die, but Gracie's okay with dying because she says if she dies, her new character's going to be a tiny little kid from, I think, Aang, and he's going to run around berserk and kill everything in its path. So I'm scared.
They've been very fortunate with dice rolling, so I will say that's helped them. I mean, for like not getting killed and stuff.
Oh, true.
Anyway, So that was yesterday's game.
Doesn't
And now
help
they spent the rest of the afternoon screaming shrubs. Much to the chagrin. What's the shrubs handshake?
I can't do it now. There's not enough shrubby people here.
For my game today, I got to play with the Delaware Valley Savages at 7th Dimension Games in Jenkintown, PA, with GM Rob Barker, and he ran us through Wiseguys, which is a setting based on. It's a Savage World setting based on like Quentin Tarantino movies and mobster movies and everything. It was 1989, and I played the amazing Linda, a thief and cleaner who disposed of bodies and had a poisonous snake, and she also had an illusionist assistant outfit. We had a really fun heist adventure where I believe it was out of the. What do they call it? The Wiseguys Jumpstart that you can download from DriveThruRPG as part of the Kickstarter for the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. And I had a really good time. Any kind of heist adventure was it always gets me going. I love being able to plan, and we spent like a good 30 minutes doing this cool elaborate plan of how we were going to infiltrate a casino to go get to somebody who was potentially a snitch. So I had a good time. All right. We got some comments here. So let's see here.
Shrub is spelled with 2 B's, by the way.
Keith says, also, if they all die together, resurrection together is more difficult.
I'm already trying to resurrect a dead
the first rule of Shrub Club. What is the first rule of Shrub Club? It's like Fight Club. Shannon's saying she didn't know where the smoke monster came from. She won't know the first 2 rules either.
I do know where it's from, but I'm just being weird.
Is the Shrub Club like dubstep?
Where's the smoke club
Speaking of dubstep, I watched both Deadpools this weekend. That was great.
Yeah, I fell asleep and I woke up and Deadpool was on. I thought we were watching Spider-Man.
It's the same thing. Deadpool, Spider-Man, it's the same show.
True. No, but where'd the smoke monster come from?
Where do you think the smoke monster came from?
I don't know. I'm like blanking on where it's from. Like a movie or something? Where's it from?
The smoke monster came from a very long TV series that, I don't know, the ending was a little bit What's a long TV series that went on for a while? Yep, the smoke monster came from Game of Thrones. No.
Oh.
I don't want to ruin it for you in case you happen to watch the show one day. Like, just like your generation will sit there and watch The Office.
Ew.
Now look at that. Shannon thinks you're a little lost.
Well,
Gunsmoke. Is it what?
Is it something called Lost?
Was there a TV show called Lost?
I don't
know.
Is there?
Maybe.
Is there one?
Maybe there is.
See?
Keith doesn't know where the Smoke Monster came from. Alright, well, that was our weekend in gaming. So I was going to discuss horror this week, but I don't think I can do anything horrific against your characters. I really did try to set up that is the scariest island ever. Alright? And, I made this monster come out of the woods, and I wanted to scare you off that island, and it did not scare you. You had those dreams that caused damage to you guys that next day.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
you never
was
thought
that what
about
that was going to be linked to?
You were gonna it was gonna cause damage every morning you were on that island, but doesn't matter now. You fled.
Well, that wasn't my fault. Gracie just stepped in, and we had nothing else to do.
So anyway, that was our weekend gaming. It was a good weekend. I think next weekend we have nothing on the schedule.
I'm going to a show.
Okay, that does nothing for us for gaming.
I don't know.
The Golden Girls?
Yeah, some Golden Girls show. I don't know.
I might. I have nothing planned.
We're trying to schedule DCC again.
Okay.
And we also to schedule when we're going to the Ren Fair.
Yes. You gotta get to the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah.
Soon.
And I'm trying to get them to all go to PAX. So
well, we'll get them all to PAX.
We're gonna get them all to PAX.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so we'll move on to the next section here. Last call for questions if you have any. No road crew shout-outs except for the PAX Unplugged shout. That's December 6th, 7th, and 8th. Savage Saturday Night will be December 7th. Again, if you want to GM with us, there'll be a ton of us. We're hoping to get 10 to 15 GMs. So we're recruiting about 5 or 6 more, hopefully. and that will be a huge room full of game just for savages, just for ourselves. If you don't know Savage Worlds and you're going to PAX Unplugged, you will have a good time. Judge Evie plays East Texas University,
Yep.
so it's one of the other games that we do play. So it is a favorite in the Walls residents. All right, so wrapping things up, where to find us? At I Live for Crits on Twitter, Living for Crits on Instagram, and you can always search Living for Crits on YouTube for our long, endless category of stuff.
Which you had to bring back up this weekend.
There's some. If you look up Living for Crits Savage Worlds, I actually do that. If you're watching right now and you want to be entertained, all right, look up Living for Crits Savage Worlds. It's Judge Evie 4 years ago. Playing with Skylanders.
I don't need to see that.
Skylanders and Disney Infinity characters.
Living for Crits.
Welcome to Living for Crits. Anyway. All right, we'll be back next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you've enjoyed the watching us here, we'd love you to spread the word. We've kind of capped out on viewers, which is fine. We have a nice little fun club here of folks that join us every Sunday. We really appreciate that. We'd love to have a few more come join us, though, so please feel free to share our channel.
What should we call,
we need, a name.
Because, everyone always, has...
a name for their fans?
Yeah.
Critzers?
That's terrible.
Shrubs.
No, we are the shrubs.
Maybe
critters.
They're the shrubs.
The critters.
The critters?
Yeah.
Living for critters? Well, I'll make a note of that. Oh, that's good. Okay. I don't know if they're going to like that, though.
Hi, critters!
Let's make a note in our show notes. We do have show notes, by the way.
Yeah, that's what we go off of.
Keith remembers Disney Crawl Classics. That's our most read blog post of all time, was the Disney Crawl Classics blog. It's 10,000 hits. I think it's 10,000 hits on that blog post. Yeah, but I think because people... Hits? Yeah, I think because people write Disney Crawl, there's a Disney Crawl you can do, a bar crawl, and they show up on our thing and what the hell is this? And I don't think they're all there for DCC.
No, probably not.
All right, so 9 p.m. Eastern next week. If you're on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe us, all that stuff. But here we go, as we outro ASMR unsuccessfully. Here we go.
Why am I don't ever go first.
Oh, Critical Role calls the viewers critters? Well, we can't do that.
What?
I'm not done. I'm not going to copy Critical Role. So we can't do that. We got to pick something else. Sorry. Guess what?
That was so good, though.
It did sound good. Living Forers.
What?
I'm kidding. Judgies.
Ew.
Alright, we'll figure something out maybe. But we're wrapping things up with the outro ASMR, and I'm just going to say... The Evites.
What kind of mean?
That's funny.
What does that mean?
The Evites.
What's that?
The Evites. Evites.
What?
Never mind. Just do your ASMR that you can't pull off.
Wallaholics.
Wallsaholics. Alright, here we go.
Okay. Shrubs.
First try and she got it. Good night, everyone.